Hey, my Liptons. So I wanted to come in here and do an old Bollywood film review. Yash Chopra's Silsila. This film is one of the most controversial films in Hindi cinema history. Is one of the most talked about films I guess you can say today. It's also one of those films that didn't do well in the box office as well, despite the hoopla that was around this film. And I'm going to discuss all of that in this review. And I also put up a post on my community tab on my YouTube channel because, quite frankly, for this review and for this film and everything, I'm going to have a very unpopular opinion about this film and about the actors in this film and the storyline. And not only just that, obviously the way that this, even though this film flopped in the box office back in 1981, it is now, I guess you could say, in cult status. Is like now people revere it in a different way and revere this film, due to the situations at hand during that time. But personally, for me, I'm usually like 5 times out of 10, I'm always on the other side of things when it comes to this situation, right? So, listen, if y'all want to view old Bollywood films that I have reviewed in the past, I've done many film reviews in the past, old as gold Bollywood films that I've reviewed in the past. They're on my ZTV/Bollywood Talk playlist. They're all there. You can go watch any of my own film reviews. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Let's get up to 1,000 subscribers. At this point, the goal is to get up to 1,000,000 subscribers, okay? So please subscribe to the channel, and let's get into this video. So first, okay, let me talk about the film very briefly, and then obviously there's gonna be spoilers if you haven't watched it, and then and I'm gonna discuss why these individuals were casted in this film, the controversy around the film, and why, quite frankly, I think it flopped, and what this film really did, if anything, for the careers of Amitabh Bachchan, Jaya, and Rekha. So, yeah, let's get into this film. Let's get into the film review. So, listen. So, this film starts off, so I did not know. So, it's like, I feel like Silsila has always been within, anytime you go into, like, Hindi film Twitter or Hindi film Instagram, you always see, like, Silsila in certain scenes. So, and I follow certain pages that post this scene a lot. And I did not know that Shashi Kapoor and who else? Sanjeev Kumar. I did not know these two were in this film. Actually, I really did not know. So it was a surprise to see Shashi Kapoor in this film. So the film starts out with Shashi Kapoor's character named Shekhar and Amitabh Bachchan's character named Amit. Ironically, Amit. They're brothers in this film. Shekhar, the older brother, he's in the Air Force. He's in the Indian Air Force, and he's actually in a relationship with Jayabachchan's character. I'm forgetting her name. Give me 1 second. What is Jayabachchan's character's name again? Shobha. Shobha is her name. So, Shekhar and Shobha are together. They're a couple. They're not married yet, but they're a couple. And Amit in the film, who is played by Amitabh Bachchan. So Amit is with, he meets Rekha's character, Rekha, who's in the red, and Shobha, who's in the pink. So he meets Rekha's character, Chandini, and he gets into a relationship with Chandini, okay? So Amit's character is with Chandini, Shekha's character is with Shobha. So then, the film, it's kind of going slow. It's kind of, it's this film where it's like they're singing together. The lovers are singing with each other. They're dancing with each other. Shekhar ends up introducing Shobha to Amit, And they all get along. Everything is cool. He's in a relationship with Amit is in a relationship with Chandani. But the thing is, Amit never introduces Chandani to Shekhar or Shobha. Okay, so keep that in mind. So he never introduces them together. So like he's, even though it's like, I don't want to even say like affair, like it's more like fornicating kind of it's more like fornicating kind of thing, but like that's still his girlfriend. So yeah, so then the storyline continues, just them like all lovey-dovey, everybody's in their own relationships, having fun, like enjoying each other's company. By the next thing you know, Shashi Kapoor's character ends up dying in a plane crash. Okay, he ends up dying in a plane crash. Everybody's devastated. Amit is devastated. Shobha is devastated. Amit goes to console Shobha, and then it is revealed by Shobha's mother that Shobha is pregnant by Shekhar. So right then and there, when I was watching this, I was like, wait a minute. They weren't. Well, I mean, they were engaged, but they weren't married. So I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. You mean to tell me 1981 India was out here showcasing a couple who are not even married, having a baby, like, being pregnant? And I was like, wow, that's a shock. So she's preggers, right? And Amit is like, he's obviously heartbroken that his brother died, and now he found out that his brother's girlfriend Shobha is pregnant. So now, Amit is devastated, and now Amit, remember this, my Liptons, remember this. Amit decides, nobody forces him. Amitabhbachchan's character Amit, by his own decisions. Nobody forced him. Shobha didn't force him. Shobha's mother didn't force him. He decides to marry Shobha to protect her from, societal scorn and, being an unwed mother, soon to be unwed mother, and also in honor of his brother. Okay. So he decides to do that while he's still in a relationship with Chandani. Okay. Rekha's character. So Amit then sends a letter to Chandani. He's like, listen, I love you. I still love you, but I need you to move on. I'm leaving you. I went to go marry my dead brother's girlfriend. Okay, so like it is what it is. Mind you, he does that. Chandani is also heartbroken by that, because she was like, what do you mean? Like, you went to go marry, your dead brother's, fiance. So that's a mess, right? So Amit and Shobha get married, but Shobha is still like in a state of like shock and hurt and everything of Shekhar dying. Amit is still just heartbroken. The fact that not only that his brother died, but he also had to, he had to break up with his girlfriend. They're in a car together, Amit and Shobha. And Amit, his dumbass, he wasn't even focusing. His mind was elsewhere while he was driving the car. And then boom, he they get into a car accident. And while they get into a car accident, Shobha, and the baby basically, the accident caused Shobha to get a miscarriage, or she suffers a miscarriage from the accident, which, by the way, I feel like Shobha should have, oh my god, I would have been so pissed. I would have been so pissed. Like, you already had, like, first of all, my lover already died in an air crash, and then here you go, not focusing on the road while I'm in the car with you, and you caused me to have a miscarriage. I would have been so pissed. She gets a miscarriage, and like Amit is just like so heartbroken over this. Like, Shobha was really going through it in this movie. Shobha really went through it in this movie. Okay, it's like she went through it, and by the next thing you know, the doctor that is treating Shobha, it's actually revealed who is Sanjeev Kumar's character, who plays Dr. Anand. Dr. Anand is now married to Chandani, Rekha's character. Okay, so That's the doctor that's treating Shobha. Okay, so then now Amit and Shobha, they're like, you know what? Shobha's like, listen, I don't have a child anymore from my previous lover. Amit feels bad, and so they're like, you know what? Let's settle into like they basically settled. They settled within this marriage. This, I guess, I don't even say it's like an arranged marriage, but like a marriage of, I don't know, convenience. I don't even know what to call this marriage. It's just a marriage. Married in name only, I guess. So then Amit befriends Dr. Anand, right? And he realizes that Dr. Anand is married to his former girlfriend, Chandani, right? So Amit then starts to pursue Chandani again. Remember, he's married. Amit is married to Shobha. Chandani's not married to Dr. Anand. But Amit wants to pursue Chandani again while she is still married. Chandani, at first, like, she was kind of like, I'm not trying to, like, leave me alone. Like, yes, I'm still in love with you, but, like, it is what it is. We both moved on. But then Chandani ends up giving in to, I guess, having an affair with each other. So Amit and Chandani end up having an affair behind their spouses' backs. They meet secretly. At first, Shobha is unaware. Obviously Dr. Ahmed is not aware either. And while having their affairs and things like that, Amit and Chandani are in a car together again. But the next thing you know, they have another car accident. I mean, they end up, I guess, having an accident again and injuring a pedestrian while driving the car. And when the police is called, are called, and they take Chandani and Amit to the police station. So one of the main police officers, I guess you could say detective or something, the main sergeant, is actually Shobha's cousin, right? But the thing is, Shobha's cousin does not know that Amit is married to his cousin, right? So Shobha's cousin, the main officer, thinks that like Amit and Chandani are married when he takes them into the police station. So then, they're going through all of that, and then Shobha's cousin, the police officer, comes to Shobha's house, and he sees Amit. He's like, wait a minute, and he's like, wait a minute, what? So that means that you having an affair? That means you're married to my cousin, but you over here in a car with another woman, and you made it seem as if that was your wife. So he was like, oh, so he put two and two together, and he realizes that Amit is having an affair behind his cousin's back. Okay, so then, they're still carousing around. They were carousing. Oh, I forgot to say, that same night when Amit went to an event, and he only told Chandani to come. He told Shobha, Shobha, you don't have to come, blah 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 blah. So that event was televised, right? It was televised, and Shobha was watching the TV, watching Amit, because in a way she kind of started to really like Amit, because she was like, Amit's really taking good care of me, blah 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 blah. And by the next thing you know, the camera pivots, and it shows Amit. It shows Chandani in the event that she's there, and she's there all by herself. So Shobha starts to put two and two together, and she's like, wait a minute. The reason why he didn't want me to come is because of Chandani, da da da. So she starts to put two and two together that like something's going on between Chandani and Amit. I mean, yeah, Chandani and Amit. And then Shobha decides to go, tries to confront Amit about his, the linkage between him and Chandani, and Amit is like, listen, I don't know what you're talking about, what you're trying to say, da da da. So he denies it, right? So then she ends up, Shobha ends up confronting Chandani, and she's like, listen, you need to leave my man, leave him alone, like, he's married, what are you doing, blah blah blah. And then shamelessly, Chandani is like, oh, well, I, you're trying to make me stop you're trying to stop me from seeing Amit, but my love is too strong. My love is too strong. How can I leave him? And then she was like, at the end of the day, we're married. And then she was like, well, my love is stronger. Basically saying that my affectionate affair with Amit is stronger than your marriage with him, basically. So Shobha basically like challenges Chandani, saying like, okay, well, let's see what's gonna happen from here, whether Amit is gonna choose me or you. So then after that, that's when the accident happens, where they hit the pedestrian, and then Shobha's cousin thinks that like Chandani and Amit are two married couples, and then only to find out that like he's having an affair with Chandani. So then by the next thing you know, Amit, oh my god, Amit is like, you know what, Chandani, at the end of the day, we need to stop, doing this, going behind these people's backs. Let's just tell them the truth. Let's run away together. Let's do this. Let's do that. So then Chandani is like, listen, like, my husband, like, I don't know. He was like, listen, you need to stop being afraid. You need to leave your husband, basically. And I'm going to go and tell Shobha that, like, I don't want to be with her no more, that I want to be with you. So then Amit goes to Shobha and basically tells her, like, listen, like, this was a marriage of convenience. It was a marriage in name only. There is no passion there. It's loveless, And I'm listening to Amit say this to Shobha, and Shobha's like crying. Like, she's like literally Shobha is hyperventilating. Let me tell you guys something. When Amit is telling her this. And I'm listening to Amit talking, oh, this is a loveless marriage. Oh, it's a marriage in name only. I don't know what we're doing. I'm not in love with you. You're right. I am in love with Chandani. And I'm listening to this, and I'm like, Amit, first of all, nobody forced you to marry Shobha. It'll be one thing if her mother forced you, or somebody in the family forced you to marry Shobha. But you did this out of your own will, your own free will, to go there and marry Shobha. Nobody forced you to leave your girlfriend to go and marry your dead brother's girlfriend. So it's like, why? Like, to me, this whole thing was just a bunch of selfishness, a bunch of idiotic stuff. I was so annoyed by Amit's comments, like when he was talking to Shobha about this. So he ends up leaving Shobha, and Shobha shot me, like, she's hyperventilating. She is shook, okay? So, and because she genuinely fell in love with Amit, right? But in her mind, she still feels like Amit will return back to her, okay? So he leaves, and then Dr. Anand, I guess he's also aware of Chandani's infidelity and feels devastated. He goes to a conference. He's gone. He leaves the country, and Amit and Chandani, they run away together. So then it turns out that, like, when Dr. Anand, Chandani's husband, goes on this conference, he also gets into a plane crash as well. The plane crashes, causing Amit and Chandani and Shobha to rush to the wreckage site. Amit, is heartbroken. Chandani's also heartbroken. They're like, they're trying to get through so they can get to the scene, so they can see, like, whether Dr. Anand is still alive. And the police are trying to stop Amit. Then he's like, no, I gotta go. Shobha comes. Shobha's telling him, no, Amit, please don't go. I already lost your brother. I don't want to lose you. And he's still about to go. And then she ends up screaming. She's like, I'm pregnant. So dramatically. And I'm just like, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, Amit, you mean to tell me you were talking all that? This is what I mean by grandstanding. This was like a grandstanding admission to Shobha. You mean to tell me all that stuff that you were talking about some, you're this marriage is loveless, this marriage has no passion, this marriage is this marriage is that, is only a marriage in name only, but yet you were getting physically intimate with Shobha while also cheating on her behind her back with your ex-girlfriend? Amit is not a serious person. Amit is just not a serious person. I can't take him seriously. So when he finds that, he's shook when Shobha announces that she's pregnant, and then he vows, he's like, listen, I will return back to you. Like, I just need to save Dr. Anand, blah, 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 blah. So he goes within the flames, very dramatically, into the flames to get Dr. Anand, and rescues Dr. Anand. And then Chandani is like, you know what, basically settles with the fact that, you know what, let me just go back to my husband. Like, he almost died. He's a good person. Like, at the end of the day, let me just go back to him. So basically the film ends with Amit going back with Shobha and living happily ever after with that. So the film basically ends like that. Listen, as far as the reception of the film, right? Like I said before, this film flopped. Okay, people were not feeling it. This is what one critic said, okay? It says here, Chopra's biographer, well, this is not a critic, so it says here, Chopra's biographer, Rachel Dewar, described the casting complicated, for which the film was controversial before release. Speculations about the relationship between Amitabh who was in real life married to Jayabachchan, and Rekha was common gossip in gossip magazines and newspapers at the time. Chopra, the director, called his ability to cast 3 of his greatest achievement. So initially, right, this is what was according to some papers at the time. They said that initially Pravin Babi, who was a former actress, and Smita Patil was initially casted. So Pravin Babi was initially supposed to play Shobha's part, and Samita Patel was supposed to play Rekha's part. But then Yash Chopra decided to go with Rekha and Jaya. And apparently Pravin Babi was also very heartbroken by that. And I'm like, girl, why are you being heartbroken by this? Like, you already worked in so many other films with Amitabh Bachchan, and it was also alleged at that time too that Amitabh Bachchan was also having an affair with Pravin. You know, people think that it's just Rekha because Rekha's the more, you know, well-known kind of person, but like there was also rumors that like he was having an affair with Pravin Babi as well. So yeah, I was like, girl, I don't even know why you're crying over this, but I guess the casting was good. I would say this is what one critic said. It says here, okay, and this is honestly, quite frankly, how I feel about it. This critic was from India Today. He criticized the cliche storyline, called the casting uninteresting. In his review, he says, but Silsila itself is pure polyester yarn. It's a lot less real than the so-called dirty, distorted, and damaging stories that appear in the gossip press, which the stars claim are so distressing. At least they read better, look better, and may include half-truths here and there. Silsila looks good too, but is a distortion of half-lies, which is worse. And I think one of the reasons why too is because why the film there's many reasons why the film flopped, but like another reason to why the film flopped is because Amitabh Bachchan, you know, at that time his persona was like the angry young man persona. So the fact that he went to go and do this like lovey-dovey like affair kind of thing, it was just like, this is not what we really known you for. And it's that, and let me just say this. If we're gonna be honest with each other, my Liptons, usually, especially like within Bollywood, these films where the storyline is based on like affairs, fornication, not so much like affairs particularly, behind like your spouse's back and things like that, those films are not really received very well. Can one example? Can we look at Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna? Look what happened with that film. That film was so controversial. People hated that film. It did moderately well in the box office, but it caused a lot of controversy. Karan Johar's Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna. So I think that, obviously Yash Chopra's film was really the one that kind of set that ball rolling. But I think in general, like, if I'm going to be honest with you, like, especially like the Hindi audience, the Hindi film audience, the ones that like Hindi films, they don't like, if I'm going to be honest with you, I guess a good 9 times out of 10, they don't like their films, having to do with like people having affairs. They just don't like it. They don't like it. They don't like it being glorified. They don't like it being romanticized. And that's what Silsila did. Silsila romanticized having affairs, fornication, babies out of wedlock, and then obviously adding in a little bit of, some flowers, some music here and there to kind of make it look cute. And the audience at that time was not eating it. They were like, absolutely not. We're not about to stand for this, no matter what. And to me, initially, I was like, okay, watching this film, I was like, clearly, Yash Chopra, the director, wanted to exploit all of the gossip that was going around Rekha, amitabhbachchan, and jayabachchan. Okay. For years, at this point, this was 1981. So for years, gossip sites were printing. They truly believed that Amitabh Bachchan was cheating on Jayabachchan, his wife, with Rekha. For years. This was printed out. And they denied it, of course. Rekha denied it, Amitabh Bachchan denied it, but it's like, it's weird, right? Because it's like, okay, like, y'all don't believe that, it's weird because it's like, it's like there's a part of me that feels like this affair truly happened. Like, to me, like, there's a huge part of me that feels like this happened. Like, Amitabh Bachchan, let's be very clear, like, if y'all can go back to those Simi Garwal interviews that Amitabh did with Jayabachchan and also the one with Rekha. Amitabh Bachchan I mean, maybe now, but like at the time, Amitabh Bachchan didn't give a damn about Jayabachchan like that. That really, if we're gonna be honest, Jayabachchan was really a woman that gave birth to his children, and I guess he had to give some form of like respect to her for that. But other than that, like, he didn't really care for Jayabachchan like that, And Jayabachchan even said it herself. She was like, listen, when it comes to Amitabh Bachchan, and she said this in an interview, in the Simi Garwal interview, you guys can go back and watch it. She was like, Amitabh Bachchan puts his parents first, his children second, and I'm last. When it comes to his career comes first before me. When it comes to anything else, those come first before me. So it's like, it's that, and then on top of that, Amitabh worked with Rekha in like, what, 10, 11 films? There's articles that are out saying that that there was a confrontation, allegedly, in the past between Jaya and Rekha, and that Jaya allegedly slapped Rekha in her face. And, Rekha, shamelessly, still continued to work, apparently there were articles out saying that like Rekha was begging directors to cast her in a film with Amitabh Bachchan. Now, some people could say, well, that can also be because at the time Amitabh Bachchan was a huge star. Any film that he made was making, big bucks. Like he was just a blockbuster hit too. So it's like maybe she wanted to work with him for the money. But at the same time, it's like, I just don't think that if you know that all this is going on, this is what the press is writing about you, And if you're truly not having an affair with this person, you would try to keep your distance. So the fact that they kept on working with each other, they kept on doing that, the rumors of her begging directors to be in films with Amitabh Bachchan, knowing that, like, at the end of the day, most likely nothing will come out of this other than just you getting a few scraps, just a little bit of Amitabh. In a Simi Gadwal interview, you guys can go to the Simi Gadwal interview. Rekha legitimately said right then and there, I am still in love with Amitabh. I love him. And she didn't say it in a way where it's like, oh, I love him like a friend, or I love him. No, she said that she is in love with him. So y'all tell me, why shouldn't there be a huge part of me that feels like this affair did happen? But then again, it's also, this is the other part where I don't understand Jayabachchan. Like, for the life of me, I don't understand. You know that oh God, it's so much mess. It's so much mess. It's so messy. But it's like, why would you then accept this film? But then again, it's like I also understand it too, because it's like, okay, well, the papers, the gossip sites, they're saying that your husband is having an affair with Bud and Bobby. They're saying that, he's having an affair with Rekha. So it's like now, your husband's gonna have two of his mistresses in the same film about having affairs and fornicating and having babies out of wedlock. Absolutely not. I'm gonna be there, right there on the set. So it's like, in a way, it's like I get it, but at the same time, it's like, girl, like, how are you so comfortable with like you being in this film and then you watching your husband doing intimate scenes with his alleged mistress? But then there's another article out, apparently. There was another article back in the day that said that, like, initially, Jayabachchan did not want to do this film. They said that allegedly that she didn't want to do this film because she didn't like it. She didn't like Rekha. She didn't like the film. She didn't like the idea of having affairs and things like that. But then, towards, like, when she read the end of the script and they saw that Amitabh Bachchan's character was going to go back to her character and stay with the wife, that's when she decided to take on the film, because at least, like, the husband comes back to the wife. So that, I don't know, allegedly that's what they're saying. They're saying that that's why she ended up wanting to be cast in the film. But even that is just like, girl, like, your husband still had an affair on you. Like, where is your self-respect? Where is your self-respect? Where is your dignity? Like, girl, like I get it. Like, it's like the man comes back to you, but it's like, girl, like, at the same time, like, he still cheated on you in real life and in the film. Allegedly. But it's just like, I don't know. Clearly, and this is clear as day, and clearly, especially at that time, Jayabachchan had very low self-esteem. It's no shade. Like, Jaya, I know now, she's a force to be reckoned with and things like that, but, like, Jayabachchan had low self-esteem back in the day. Like, it's no shade. Like, if you watch, like I said, y'all need to go watch that Simi Gadwal interview with Jaya and Amitabh Bachchan, and y'all see exactly what Jayabachchan has so much low self-esteem. And the crazy thing is, like, she wasn't even raised that way. That's the part. Is like, I don't understand where Jaya gets this. I mean, obviously due to, like, society and stuff like that, but, like, Jayabachchan, like, she even talked about it. She said that, like, her father was like, why would I allow my daughter to get married? Like, she needs to, she's educated, like, she needs to go finish school, she needs to go get her education, she needs to go get her career. Like, she was, raised to be, like, a career woman. So it's like, for her to kind of, take this route, it was like, whatever. And now when it comes to Rekha and Amitabh Bachchan, listen, I just want to be very clear. Obviously, if this affair is real, blah, blah, blah. But clearly, these two were shameless in real life. Amitabh and Rekha. Because Amitabh Bachchan is like, one, you're cheating on your wife. The woman that gave you 2 children, the mother of your children, the woman of your house. Your queen, you cheated on her, you're flaunting your affairs publicly, you know that how much it hurts her that you're working with your mistresses in these films, Rekha and Pavid Bobby and whoever, whatever. It's like, and it's like, and I know people are going to be like, oh, well, Well, Rekha and Amitabh Bachchan in their films always did great in did well in the box office and things like that. But it's like I get that, but at the same time, it's like, well, what but then what matters more, your family or you getting a couple of bucks? So it's like you were flaunting you allowed these rumors to continue on, to continue on, to continue on. You worked with this woman in like 10 films. And then on top of that, you did this one, you did this film, Silsila, having no shame. And let's be very clear too, Rekha has no shame. And we need to be honest about it. Because Rekha, like, what are you doing? It's like, and to me, like, I truly don't understand. Like, and I see this online a lot. It's like people genuinely are like, oh my god, like Rekha is Amitabh Bachchan's true love. That's her soulmate. That's what they're soulmates. They were supposed to be together. Jayabachchan is the actual, like, she's not supposed to be. And I'm like, are y'all like mentally? Is there something mentally not right with y'all? Is there something mentally not right? Like, y'all do realize that Jaya Bachchan is Amitabh Bachchan's wife. This is real life. And that is the mother of his children. So it's like this weird, like, parasocial fantasies that some people online be having. It's like, mind you, if we're going to be honest, most of y'all would not allow this to happen in your own personal lives. If y'all were married or if y'all are in a relationship and y'all know that y'all boyfriends or y'all girlfriends, whoever, are having relationships behind your backs, 9 times out of 10 y'all will either leave those people or y'all will be heartbroken. So it's like, I don't understand why y'all wish that upon Jaya Bachchan, and why there's not more shaming when it comes to Rekha and what she did allegedly and what Amitabh Bachchan did, because they were wrong. They were wrong for what they did. So, and then it's like, some people are going to be like, oh, well, it was never confirmed. They all denied it, and it all could have, and, obviously, yes, it could have been for publicity. That's why they probably didn't, it worked in a way to, obviously not for this movie, but in the past, like, Rekha and Amitabh being in a film together, because it's like, if you have rumors that, oh, they're having an affair, people are going to be interested. It causes a lot of, commotion. So it probably ran people to go watch their films. But it's like, like, how much is too much? Like, at what point, like, I get it, like, all publicity is good publicity, but it's like, at what point does it, like, where you look at yourself in the mirror and you, like, do you actually like what you're putting out there? So I just feel like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think that there's a reason why this film flopped. And it's like, on top of that, I think the critics too and the gossip sites, they were probably pissed when this movie came out. They're like, wait a minute, y'all have been cursing us out. Y'all have been telling us that these things are not true, like this and that and that. And here y'all guys go participating in a film. That is glorifying the alleged affair that y'all have. I bet the critics were pissed. They probably went off. And they did went off. And quite frankly, if y'all don't know, this was the last film that Rekha and Amitabh Bachchan did together. This was the last film. After this, they never worked with each other ever again. They never been in a screen together, even like to be co-starred or anything. They haven't worked together again after this film because, well, quite frankly, I don't even know why. What's the reason why? I mean, but I guess we get it, but like, I think that like maybe the backlash of the film and everything that happened, and then that, I don't know, maybe Jaya Bachchan gave Amitabh Bachchan an ultimatum or something. But then again, I'm like, she doesn't even seem like that type at that time to do that. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Like, these women were groveling towards Amitabh Bachchan's feet, like they were just, let him get away with whatever. So, just personally for me, I just. Did I like this film? I mean, it was okay. Like, the film was okay. I don't I I don't quite frankly know why it's a cult classic. I mean, maybe because of like the aura of like the, you know, legend of the affair between Amitabh, Rekha, the triangle, so forth, the love triangle between all three of these people. But like, I think that's why this became a cult classic. But quite frankly, if I'm gonna be honest with you, this movie is low key forgettable. Like, I definitely don't see myself going back to it. And a lot of the songs too were forgettable in this movie. You know me, I love the oldest gold songs back in the day, and but like there was a good amount of these songs were whatever. I didn't really care too much about the songs. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on that. Y'all can tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you guys watch Silsila, tell me what you guys think. And I'll talk to you guys in the next Bollywood film review. Thank you guys so much. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.